Welcome to a journey beyond the veil of darkness. In the seventh seal, unleashing the dark demons, ancient prophecies awaken as the final seal is broken, unleashing forces that have slumbered for centuries. Shadows rise, chaos spreads, and the world teeters on the edge of the abyss. Are these demons the end, or just the beginning? Dive deep into the forgotten lore, forbidden rituals, and terrifying truths hidden within the seventh seal. If you crave dark fantasy, supernatural legends, and epic battles between light and shadow, this is your calling. Stay tuned, and prepare to unleash what should never be set free. The seventh seal, unleashing the dark demons. Part 1, the falling sky. It began with a whisper, a ripple in the silence that had stretched across centuries. The skies cracked like fragile glass, shrouded by storm clouds pulsing with infernal energy. This was no ordinary thunderstorm. This was the breaking of the seventh seal. Deep within the catacombs beneath the ancient city of Kael Morith, an ancient order known as the Ashen Covenant had toiled in secrecy. Their goal was simple yet apocalyptic: to break the seven divine seals that kept the world balanced between light and shadow. Each seal, once shattered, weakened the boundaries separating the mortal realm from the abyss. Now, only one remained, the seventh. And they had done it. The final seal had broken, and the darkness was coming. Part 2, the summoning. The city above trembled, streets flooded with red mist, and the winds carried screams from unseen mouths. The sky was a canvas of shadows, torn open by a burning rift that bled black fire. Demons, forgotten by time and feared in legend, stepped through the breach. These were not creatures of horn and claw alone. They were born of human sin, shaped by despair, forged in hatred. Each had a name. Each was a fragment of the ancient demon king, Azrakhan, the void tyrant. They returned as fragments of him, seven dark princes: wrath, deceit, despair, greed, corruption, hatred, and chaos. With every step they took upon the mortal soil, a piece of Azrakhan awakened. But there was one who stood in their way. Part 3, the marked one. Her name was Alira, a former priestess turned outcast. Branded a heretic for warning of the coming darkness, she had wandered for years, following dreams laced with fire and blood. Her nightmares showed her visions of demons rising and cities falling, but also of a blade, the light of Asheron, a weapon forged by the gods themselves. And so, when the seventh seal broke, Alira was ready. With a pendant of protection and an ancient tome of celestial rites, she descended into the ruins of the old monastery where the blade was entombed. The trials she faced were unlike anything known to man: illusions of her past sins, whispers of her guilt, and the seductive call of power. Only by rejecting the voice of the abyss could she grasp the blade. Only by becoming the light-bearer could she hope to seal the darkness again. Part 4, unleashing the dark demons. The seven princes of Azrakhan spread across the realm like wildfire. Wrath consumed the northern highlands, turning proud warriors into berserk monstrosities. Deceit cloaked himself in the guise of kings, manipulating entire kingdoms into civil war. Despair poisoned the dreams of children, turning hope into a sickness that drained the soul. Greed hoarded the life essence of thousands, feeding off those addicted to false wealth. Corruption whispered into the ears of holy men, defiling temples with blasphemy. Hatred divided lovers, families, nations, his presence infecting the very bonds of love. Chaos was the crescendo, ripping the laws of reality into shreds, where time bent and gravity broke. And from the center of it all, the rift grew. Azrakhan's heart beat louder. Part 5, the war of flesh and shadow. Alira gathered a resistance: mages, outcasts, monks, and even demons who regretted their allegiance. Together, they marched across the tainted lands, slaying corrupted beasts and liberating enslaved souls. Each victory was costly. Each battle chipped away at their numbers and their sanity. One by one, Alira hunted the princes. But these were not simple foes. To defeat them, she had to face the sin they represented within herself. For wrath, she had to forgive the priests who cast her out. For despair, she had to remember the joy she once had. And for chaos, she had to find meaning in suffering. When the sixth prince fell, the world paused. The skies lightened, the rift slowed. But Azrakhan, ever cunning, awaited. He had not yet fully formed. But Alira had done what he needed, gathered the fragments in one place. And so he rose. Part 6. The Final Confrontation. Azrakyn emerged not as a beast, but as a mirror. Alira saw herself reflected in him, a version of her that accepted the world as doomed, who embraced the pain and sought power through it. The Demon King was no mere enemy. He was the consequence of all evil left unanswered. Their battle tore the heavens. Spells collided like stars, and the light of Acheron clashed against the crown of thorns worn by Azrakyn. With every strike, the world shook. But strength alone would not end this. Alira realized the truth. The seventh seal had not just bound the demons, it had bound the human soul. To truly defeat the dark, one had to acknowledge it. In a final act of sacrifice, she plunged the blade into her own heart, pouring her light into the rift, sealing it not with divine power, but with mortal will. Azrakyn screamed as his body shattered into dust. The rift closed. The dark was leashed once more. Epilogue: the light remains. Years passed. Songs were sung of the light-bearer who fell to save the world. The lands healed, slowly, but scars remained. The Ashen Covenant was gone, but others would rise. Darkness would return in other forms. But the seventh seal was restored, not through magic, but through sacrifice, love, and the eternal vigilance of those who remembered. Alira's name was etched in stone, but her true legacy lived on in hearts made brave. Explanation of themes and symbolism. 1. The seven seals as moral boundaries. Each seal symbolized a moral, spiritual, or emotional boundary. Their breaking signified the erosion of human values over time: wrath, deceit, greed, reflecting how sin unaddressed can manifest into destructive consequences. 2. Azrakyn as the shadow of humanity. Rather than a simple villain, Azrakyn represents the cumulative shadow of humanity's sins. His fragments are not just monsters, but reflections of internal struggles. His power grows not by magic, but by the weaknesses in mankind. 3. Alira as the duality of light and dark. Alira's journey is archetypal, the hero who must descend into darkness to retrieve the light. But her ultimate triumph is not through defeating darkness externally, but by facing it within herself. Her victory suggests redemption is possible, but costly. 4. The weapon as a tool of inner light. The light of Acheron is symbolic, not just a sword, but the embodiment of truth, compassion, and courage. It can only be wielded when one is free of vengeance or pride. It's not just a tool of war, but a test of character. 5. The final sacrifice and restoration. The ending deliberately avoids a clean resolution. Alira doesn't destroy evil. She contains it through self-sacrifice. World-building elements. 1. Kael Moreth, the ancient city. A hybrid of medieval and high fantasy aesthetics, this city serves as the nexus between the divine and infernal realms. Its underground catacombs function like mythological labyrinths, echoes of the subconscious depths. 2. The Ashen Covenant. A secret order, akin to fallen angels or corrupted monks, whose belief in cleansing the world led to their madness. Their role parallels many real-world cults that begin with faith but descend into fanaticism. 3. The Rift. A symbolic and literal tear in reality, representing trauma, loss, and unchecked emotion. Its expansion corresponds with the spread of the seven demons, linking emotion with environmental consequence. 4. The Princes of Azrakyn. Each prince is a manifestation of a core human failing. Their influence corrupts not only people but entire systems, armies, economies, religions. Their defeat is allegorical, not by swords alone, but through healing the emotional wounds they feed on. Genre classification. Dark fantasy, due to its gothic atmosphere, moral ambiguity, and demonic entities. Heroic fantasy, as seen in Alira's sacrificial and redemptive arc. Mythological allegory, mirroring biblical and mythic themes like the Book of Revelation's seven seals, or archetypal hero myths like Joan of Arc, Frodo Baggins, or Persephone. Potential sequels or spin-off FS. The First Seal, Rise of the Covenant, a prequel exploring the formation of the Ashen Covenant. Lightbearers, the Ellerin Legacy, a story set a century later where a new generation discovers a fragment of Azrakyn survived. The Book of Shadows, focused on the cursed tome Elira carried, now awakening in darker hands. The seventh seal, Unleashing the Dark Demons, is a story of destruction and redemption, of light battling shadow within and without. It challenges the reader to consider where evil truly resides, not just in monsters or magic, but in the choices, fears, and emotions we suppress. Elira's journey is not one of a chosen one born perfect, but of a flawed soul who dares to face her inner demons to save others. In the end, the most powerful seal isn't divine, it's human will. The seal is broken, the darkness unleashed, and the world will never be the same. Thank you for joining us on this chilling descent into the seventh seal, Unleashing the Dark Demons. If you felt the pull of ancient power and the thrill of forbidden knowledge, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more dark lore and supernatural revelations. Share your thoughts below. What do you believe lies beyond the seventh seal? Until next time, beware the shadows, for once awakened, the dark demons never truly sleep. Stay curious, stay brave, and remember, some seals are never meant to be broken.